So I want to move on because I think food is a major issue to everyone. I
Mhm.
remember those days, I used to love rice so much. And I won't want to put veg in it. I just want my rice. Either I eat it as jollof or fried rice
Yeah,
or not rice or something.
yeah,
So I want you to talk about how balanced our food should be. How colorful should it be? What should be the
yeah,
content of our plates? Because a lot of people just want to eat. They don't even think about the calorie content or whatever. They just eat,
yeah,
and then this has become problem, to their health. So can
yeah,
you kind of tell us how balanced and colorful the content of our plates, should be at meal times? Thank you.
yeah. Thank you very much for that question. Yeah, you raised a valid point there. Sometimes we just eat for the sake of eating,
Yeah.
you know. So like I pointed out earlier, nutrition usually takes center stage, in our in relation to physical health. Everybody thinks, oh, I must eat, I must eat. That's a very important part of our day that we don't neglect. So therefore, our perspective of food
Hmm.
determines or cultivates either a healthy or an unhealthy, you know, relationship, or you call it could be negative or positive, you
Okay.
know. And what do I mean? What do I mean by that? Sometimes it depends on how, your outlook on food is. That's how you relate with food.
Hmm.
So taking it down, I will, try my best to go more in details. So this now brings me to, why do we eat? That's part of that question. So if you can ask yourself, why do I eat? Why do I eat? So do you just eat because it's a daily practice or a routine?
Hmm.
Or do you have a positive, healthy outlook and relationship with your food? Did you see that? A healthy outlook and relationship. So you have to relate with your food. It should not be something you do passively, you know, just let me just cook. Yeah, because I have to cook, and I have to eat because I have to eat. Have a better relationship with your food. That will make you go the extra mile with your food. Yeah. So I choose to answer that second question. So talking about the positivity or the healthy aspect to food. Okay. So I like to call it nourishment.
Hmm.
So when you relate with your food and you have a healthy relationship or outlook towards your food, it brings about nourishment, not just the act of
Okay.
eating, you see. So there is this quote by Hippocrates. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. It says, "Let food be thy medicine,
Hmm.
and medicine be thy food." You know, and also in the Bible, there are so many excerpts in the Bible where it talks about food being medicine to your body, as well as being food to your body, as well as healing and medicine to your body.
Okay.
So it's important. The content of your plate matters a lot. It matters, the content, what you have on that plate, say in the morning for breakfast, in the afternoon for lunch, or at dinner time. So balanced diet, includes a variety of nutrient-rich ingredients required by the body to function effectively. So that's the balanced aspect. Then the colorful content of your plate depicts the value of your nutrition. So most people tend to believe, focus more on the macronutrients. And especially growing up, we used to hear, oh, balanced diet is about your carbs. When you have your carbohydrates, you have your protein and your fats. End of story. It ends there, you know. But that's not what it majorly is sharing about. So the health benefits of including plant-based whole foods in our daily diet, you know, is so important. It is amazing. They offer us antioxidant and anti-inflammatory protection. The word of diseases, they promote longevity. Why do I say longevity? Look, for instance, look at the Asians. I would advise you, if you've never, watched the Asians, please do so. Look at the Asians. Go to Asian countries, they are doing their best to stay as healthy as they can. They ensure they're eating their plant-based foods, whole foods. You see some of them at 99, at 100 and something, they're still so strong going about their businesses every single day. And that made me start wondering, what are these people eating? There is something that they're doing that maybe we as Africans, are probably not doing, and it would be nice to at least search out what it is they're doing and try and inculcate it into our own lifestyle. So I did that. That took me into a lot of research, and sometimes you're watching on documentaries on TV and you see how that they don't joke with their food. You see the relationship they have with their food. They believe so much in nutrition, nourishing their body from inside out. That's what it's about. So, so that just amazes me, their longevity. Those people stay for so long, you can't believe. So anyway, so that brings us back into the benefits. So, eating these plant-based whole foods, lowers your predisposition to many physical health issues like cardiovascular, heart disease, people complaining, that includes your high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all these kind of things, diabetes, and certain types of cancer. So when you eat these foods, they help protect your body against these things. They release chemicals and hormones that fight off those diseases from attacking your cells. Yes, that's what food can do for us. And we read it from the Bible. It's amazing. So also it reduces skin issues, people suffering with eczemas and all the other dermatological, stuff. These things can help you. And allergies as well. It combats allergies. So talk about your asthma, people that have asthmatic issues. These kind of foods can help you. So then in women, particularly in women, it balances hormonal functions. Tell me about this. As a woman, I'm a woman, right? Especially when you're advancing in age, things are changing. You've had children, lots of things going on in your body. And if you don't eat right, oh my goodness, it's not a nice game at all. You begin to experience various negative, things that you don't want to be seeing in your body, So these kind of foods help to balance your hormonal functions. So this is so key for women. If you can please look into eating, balanced, colorful, whole food, plant-based nutrition, that will help you a lot. Then the last but not the least, it reduces exposures to cold and flu. Cold and flu, every season for us that live in diaspora, people are so predisposed to the changes in the weather, It tends to bring about colds and flus and you're sniffling all the time, this and that, complaining of such, things. So, and if this food that I'm talking about helps to reduce your exposure to cold and flu, that also limits and reduces your hospital visits. So this is it. It's amazing. It's something we need to look into. So I call it power is in the plant. So you are what you eat. So if you eat junk, you eat mostly processed foods, you only pile on empty calories into your system. You see that? It doesn't benefit you anything. But if you eat mostly nutrient-dense foods, you gain energy. These foods help you, they protect you from fatigue. You hear people all the time complaining, they do little things, they're tired. They do the smallest thing, they're tired. Why? Why are you tired? Why are you so weak? At what age are you complaining weakness and tiredness? It boils down to what you eat, So you eat these nutrient-dense foods, they protect you from oxidative stress. They protect you from inflammations. They support and improve your immune system as a whole. So that is why it is important to talk about the quality of the food you eat, not just quantity. Proportion and portion also contributes to quality of food. People don't think, they think when they fill their plates, maybe with rice, that rice and their sauce or stew, that's all it is. But you look at it, yes, it is large, but it is nearly not as qualitative, or what would I say, as it should be. The recommended, what do you call it? The CDC recommends that half of your plate should contain your macronutrients, which is like your rice and all of those. Then the other half should contain at least fruits and vegetables. All these things that we talked about here as your as your source of micronutrients, phytonutrients, trace elements. Do not, neglect these things. They are so, so important for your body. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is really good. We need to keep our plate, colorful with good quality food. So the last question before we let you go, it says, what ways can you invest in your health and also maintain optimum health, particularly in this current climate? What do you say about that?
Yeah, this is very important. There's a saying that your health is an investment, not an expense. So if you see it that way, and that comes by having that relationship with food, you will begin to understand that your health is an investment, not an expense. So if you invest well, you will reap the profit. So if you nourish your inside, your outside will also thank you for it. So what are the ways? I'll just say them in no particular order, or maybe I will, of course. So the little pointers I made is, invest and maintain a healthy spiritual life, like we talked about, those major, because the holistic, we cannot forget that it is a holistic approach to health that we're talking about. Everything is all linked together. So the spirit is invest and maintain a healthy spiritual life. So for me, without the satisfactory state of of the, or the health of my spirit, my mind and body is as good as a non-entity. I'm conscious to nourish my spirit. That's what I'm trying to say, through prayers and listening and meditating on the word of God. So it's important for me to keep my spiritual life, at a good, standard. So that brings me to, I don't know how many of us are watching here. If you're not born again, please, today is your day. If you can just answer to that call and give your life to Christ, that will be the beginning of all those beautiful things that we're talking about. It will help set your life on par. So if you will receive Jesus into your life today and find a living church and get yourself, committed there to the service of the Lord, that will be your first step, and you will run with it. And then secondly, I will talk about investing and maintaining a healthy mind. Our minds are very important. That is our mental health. Sometimes you talk about mental health, people go, why is that? Because of, the negative ideology, attached to mental health. But it's so important. Mental health is not all negative, but what you do, the things you do, the investment you make towards keeping it at a good, in a good state matters. So I said, consciously do things that make you happy. It could be dancing, it could be playing games, it could be listening to music and singing along, it could be going to fun places, and hanging out with good friends. If you know those things that make you happy, consciously cultivate them, consciously do those things, because they will keep your mental health balanced. Prevent and avoid situations that set you back or negatively affect your emotions. So surround yourself with positivity, love, inspiration, and therapeutic resources or skills. These things are very important. You can't neglect one and do the other. You see, that's what I'm saying. That's why we said health is an all-encompassing, it's a broad subject, So then the third one, which is the major one, which talks about our body, right? And our body is about the physical health that we're talking about, our nutrition that we're already talking about. So my recommendation there would be to eat a wide variety of foods, from the 5 food groups that we talked about, which is your fresh fruits, your fresh vegetables, your whole grains, legumes, nuts, your lean proteins. All of these things are very important. So plenty of colorful fruits. Yes, like we already spoke about, make your plate as colorful as you can, because from that color, all of those colors stand, they represent something. They represent vitamins. They represent minerals. They represent all these little trace elements that we talked about. So all of them are crucial. Don't just go for the greens and leave out the purples, or go for the oranges and leave out. No, try and mix and match it. Make it beautiful. If once you see it beautiful, wow, your body even will thank you and say, yes, this is truly colorful and very good for me. Then also, even as a Christian, I just thought to myself, what did Jesus eat while he was here? And excerpts from the Bible told us, the contents of his food were mostly, you see kale, you see olives, figs, all those kind of foods. He ate whole wheat bread. Sometimes you tell somebody eat whole wheat and they're like, oh, I can't eat whole wheat. I just go for white bread. But you don't know that whole wheat, that's where you call whole grains. They're from, that's where it comes from. So he ate his dates, those dates that are so sweet. Yes, those pine nuts, nuts are very good for you. Then daily recommended value is that you eat 10 a day, right? 10 fruits and vegetables per day. Sometimes it's far-fetched because we know in ourselves, especially working class people that are busy, business people, you are always on the go. Sometimes even you pack those things into your food. I did that when I was working full-time. I would pack like how many fruits into my lunch bag, but to tell you the truth, I end up eating just maybe one out of them in my whole day of busy, schedule. So, but, there are ways that you can increase your intake of these fruits and vegetables. And that brings me to, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about, supplements that can help you. Yeah. Do you understand? Yeah, there are supplements out there that can help you, just so you ensure that you keep up. It's important that you invest in these things because they will help you maintain optimum health. That's what we're talking about, how to invest and maintain optimum health, right? So I happen to be working with this product called Juice Plus, and it has a fruit, vegetable, and berry blend. It offers you 30 plus combo of this whole foods. Even as CDC said, 10 a day, but these ones can offer you the opportunity to eat a pack, a more, an increased quantity of what we're talking about, of fruits, vegetables, berries. The berries are so amazing. They're so full of antioxidants. It will be great that you research more on these things, So that's it. And then eat a range of omegas, the omegas. I don't know how many of us know how powerful omegas are for us. Yeah, we hear about the fish oils and all of that. Omegas are so good. There's omega-3, there's omega-5, there's omega-6, 7, 9. But a lot of times we only hear about omega-3, right? So these are all plant-derived omegas. They're so good for your heart, your brain, your memory, your vision, your skin health. Women, we like our skin, plumpy, beautiful, glowing, don't we? Yes. But it's important that you invest in foods that will help you achieve these things, So then, the last one will be with lots, in this day and age, right? In the climatic condition that we find ourselves today with the pandemic, a lot of people have been working from home, right? People that would normally go to work every day, commute, go to work, and maybe stand to do things, keep the movement going. Now they're forced to stay at home, work from home. So most of the time they're seated, not like encouraged to get up as much as they would usually do. There's no doubt, yes, that staying at home would have reduced your movement. But it's important that you consciously invest in exercise, invest in going for walks, at least get some fresh air. It's so good for you. Then like now we live in Canada, it is cold, especially in Saskatchewan. It is very cold out here. There's in fact, it's nearly that time now that you can hardly go out for a walk. So what do you do then? Do you just pack up and say, oh, that's the end of exercise until after 6 or 7 months when spring comes again? No, you can invest in exercise equipment. You can even start with 1, 2, the littlest things. You can get yourself a weight lift or all this handheld stuff. Just get the circulation going. That's what's very important. Get the movement going. So crucial. Get it going, and your whole body will thank you for it. Your organs will thank you for it. because everything, yeah, as you exercise, you encourage circulation, as we said, and that circulation brings about oxygen, going through your body as it should. So I think that's will be it. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Sister Nonye.
So
I really appreciate you for coming on the show today. And honestly,
yeah,
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. And thank you so much for recommending what I take in the morning, because you told me what I need to take in the morning, like tea, to settle my tummy. And
yeah,
yeah, it's really good to take
yeah,
herbs, because a lot of us,
mm,
we're not doing that. It's
yeah.
highly important. Thank you so much, Sister Nonye. And please, if you are out there listening to us, if you need more information on the things she has spoken about, I will leave website details in the description below. And also, you can say it out. Let's know your website address if you want to tell us, please.
Oh, okay. It's www.cejezie.juiceplus.com. And there
Okay.
is the other one that will help you for maybe growing your own fruits and vegetables indoors and outdoors. It gives you the ability to grow your fruits, vegetables, your herbs, your leafy greens, like throughout the whole year. So that one also it's the Tower Garden system. It can be found on www.cajza.towergarden.com.
Okay, so
Thank
I
you
will
so
leave the
much.
link in the description. Thank you so much. Please, everyone, your health is important. She did mention that you are what you eat, and that is the truth. You are actually what you eat. So let's take our health seriously, not just try and want to eat anything sweet or whatever, but your health is your wealth.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us today, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.